Hello, friends. I wanted to come on and talk about a topic that is near and dear to my heart. It has to do with listening and a practice that I call deep listening. And I would like to suggest that one of the deepest needs that we have as humans is to feel seen and heard by another, by people in our lives. And this is why we pay thousands of dollars to see therapists, because not only are we getting a few tips and tricks that might enhance the quality of our life, but we are in that time feeling so deeply seen and heard and witnessed by another person. It really is a gift. It's very healing. As one of my teachers used to say, never underestimate the power of your healing presence. So simply by listening and witnessing and allowing somebody to feel seen and heard, that in and of itself is healing. It's a gift that we can give to each other. And this can happen in any moment, in any day, everyday life. And I think it's an opportunity we miss far too often. If you can think about a time when somebody has shared something with you that felt either vulnerable or that might have been difficult for them to share, that felt significant in some way, and just consider how you responded. What was your response? Because what often can happen is in a lob for connection, we will say something like, oh, I know what you mean because that similar thing happened to me. Or, oh, that makes me think of this other thing that's kind of like what you're saying. And we draw the energy back to ourselves. We draw the conversation back to ourselves. And from an energetic standpoint and from a conversational standpoint, what this does, it has the impact of sucking the energy right out of the person and their whole emotional field. And while the intention is often for connection, the impact is most often not. It's rather one of shutting down the opening that's just been presented by the person sharing something. So I would invite you to think of the last time that somebody shared something with you that felt significant or important to them, or that you could tell it was a little more meaningful than just regular everyday banter. And consider, what was your response? Do you remember? How did you respond? And so often we'll do that, bringing it back to us as a trying to connect, and then it doesn't work that way. And so here's an opportunity. I'd like to share a few ideas with you. When somebody shares something that feels important, or even just anything about themselves, rather than jumping into something about you, ask them a follow-up question. Express curiosity. Wow, how was it to have that experience? How do you feel about that? How has it been since? And share some genuine curiosity that you have for their experience. If you're not sure what to ask as a follow-up question, you could also say something like, wow, that sounds hard, or wow, that sounds big, or even simply, thank you for sharing that with me. And then invite a pause, a couple of deep breaths. Oftentimes, when we allow that pause and when we don't jump to talking about ourselves or own experience, it opens up the space for the person to share something beyond that, something even deeper, or for the follow-up question to emerge from you that can help them feel even more seen and heard. So allow that space and allow that time, and see where it takes you, and see where it takes the conversation. See if you can imagine a time when you shared something with somebody and they simply responded by taking the conversation in a different way. You can probably remember how that felt, and you could probably remember the time when you did feel deeply seen and heard by someone else. And so take that in for yourself and see if you can give this as a gift to another person. So I'll leave that for now. And if you're still listening, this is a little bit longer of a video. This is one of the practices that we'll be doing at the retreat that I'm co-leading with my friend and colleague Cindy this summer in the Cascade Mountains in Washington State. It'll be a practice that we do in dyads and partnership and also in community in a big circle of communal living, listening. So if this is something that sounds intriguing for you, I'd invite you to check out my website for more information. But regardless, please know that deep listening is a huge gift. And anytime that you can give it to someone, you are fostering deep connection and meaningful healing and a big gift to another person. Okay, I hope you try it out, and I'd love to hear how your experience goes. Take care.